Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. I'm so excited for today's video. We are talking about love. Love knows no boundaries, and you can find love in the most unexpected places in unique ways. So we are going to be talking about the unique ways and unexpected places to meet your interracial match. But a disclaimer, obviously, finding a romantic partner should be based on mutual respect. It should be based on attraction and shared values and goals and love rather than nationality or ethnicity. And by no means is this video meant to encourage you to use a romantic partner as a means to an end, for example, obtaining citizenship or residence in a particular country. However, I have noticed I have been going through different videos of different content creators that create the kind of content that I create about immigrating abroad, moving abroad, and the like. And I haven't seen a lot of coverage when it comes to using this particular pathway, that is, for example, having an interracial spouse or having a partner from a different country, and this being, in my opinion, an underrated pathway to move abroad. And just the fact that your partner is from a country different from yours can actually open opportunities for immigration, and that's why I'm covering it in the video. So don't be surprised that if on this channel we talk about working abroad, traveling abroad, and living abroad, so suddenly we're talking about love. Yeah, so that's how it's related to the kind of content that we create. And as you can see today, your girl is in red. So what better way to start the new year? And of course, I'm creating this video in January. In a few days time, you're gonna be in February, and people are gonna be looking for boyfriends and girlfriends right here. So obviously I will not cover online dating. That's the most obvious one, but I'm not gonna go beyond that. Yeah, so the number one unique way you can meet your interracial match or your partner is through online forums or even online groups. So here I'm talking about groups such as Facebook groups, I'm talking about Telegram groups, I'm talking about Quora, I'm talking about Reddit, all these different online forums and groups. They allow you to connect with like-minded individuals and contribute and share your passions and your values. And I'm not just talking about bogus groups that are just gossip kinda groups, but I'm talking about serious, mature groups. So for example, I am a member of a Facebook group. It's called Wanderlust Diaries. So Wanderlust currently has about 400,000 members, and it's mostly formed of Kenyans. So if, let's say, I was an American citizen and I was looking for a Kenyan spouse, this is one group I would join. So if, let's say, I'm an American citizen, I love to travel, then this is one group that I would join, because I will be guaranteed to find I'll be guaranteed to find mature Kenyans who also like to travel. And the advantage of being a member of a group like that one is because the group has been around for almost 2 years now, going on to 3. So it's given the group time to mature and kind of personalities to kind of come out. So there are those usual suspects who share their stories. There are those that don't. So just by going through people's different profiles, you kind of get a history of somebody. So obviously when you join such forums, don't just go and have a boring profile and just be dull in the group. Yeah, so share your stories, let your personality come out, and don't join the group because you're just looking for a spouse. Join the groups because you want to share your story, you want to share your passions and your values. And if you do it organically, then somebody who has the same values like yourself will find the attraction to you and you to them. Number 2 is cultural events and festivals. So attending events that celebrate different cultures is a great way to meet people who are passionate about diversity. and inclusion. So for example, right now, as of the shooting of this video, I'm actually shooting this video on the 1st of January 2023. The Afrochella Festival is currently taking place in Ghana. And I know some of my friends who are at the event. Most of them are not even African, but they are at the event. And some of you are sitting here watching me here on this channel from your houses, and you're probably even in Ghana. Why didn't you attend Afrochella, for example? Obviously, if you find, let's say, a Caucasian or an Asian who's attending Afrochella in Ghana, that means this person actually really appreciates the African culture and they are interested in finding out more. So this is a kind of person, for example, chances of them performing racist acts towards you are very minimal, and my friends who are at the event are very open-minded white people. Like, if it wasn't for the skin color, you'd actually think they are Africans, because they are so Afro-patriotic, they're so Afrocentric and all that. So that, for example, is an event that if you attended, you're bound to meet a lot of people from other cultures, for example, who are obviously open to diversity, they are open to inclusion. When you come, for example, to Kenya, we have like Rusinga Festival, we have Lamu Festival, there's a festival in Uganda that starts with a K, I've forgotten. Ugandans, please let me know in the comment section below. What's the name of that event that takes place every September in Ginger, or is it in the source of River Nile, Ginger? I forget the name of there's a very big event in Uganda. Help me, guys, my Ugandan friends. So just by attending such events, you're likely to meet people from other cultures, different ethnicities, different nationalities, and that's one place you could actually meet people. And then number 3 way you can meet your interracial match is through studying abroad. So I have already said that in this channel. It's one of the almost guaranteed ways to get a visa to study in another country, because I've mentioned most of these European countries, most of the American universities, most of the Canadian universities, actually almost all those Canadian universities, American universities, UK university, Australia, they function because of you, an international student. You will find, for example, the international student fees for a whole year could be like $20,000, while the citizens pay something like $1,000, for example. So you pay sometimes up to 10 times more, which means without your fee, the universities can almost not function. And the embassies know that. So if you meet all the requirements, the chances of you being denied a student visa are very minimal, as long as you can convince the visa officer that you indeed are going to study and you have the financial backing. The chances of your visa being denied are next to minimal. So studying abroad is an amazing opportunity to expand your horizon and to meet people from different cultural backgrounds. And the advantage of going to, let's say, study like in the US or in the UK, Australia, Canada, you are going to be surrounded by a diverse group of students, and you have the chance to learn about new cultures first. And this is an approach I would especially encourage young people. It's easier for you as a young person to meet your match or your spouse or your partner or your boyfriend, girlfriend in the university. And like, let's say a 50-year-old, for example, who's going to uni, you're probably going to be meeting mature people who already have maybe their own families or with a lot of baggage. And then the other way, unique way you can meet your interracial match or your foreign partner is through traveling solo, dolo. Yeah. And I would encourage you to visit other countries. Even if you can't visit other countries, you can visit different destinations around your country. This is a great way to meet people. And I was actually reading some book, no, it was a magazine, and it was saying that men find, for example, men find it easier and get more confidence to approach solo women than women who are in a group, because even if you said no, their ego wouldn't be so bruised. Like if, let's say, they approached you and you were hanging out with your girls and they tried to talk to you and you said no, there'll be like 5 other people who know that you said no to that guy. And I think vice versa works for the women, those who don't care to shoot their shots. It's easier to shoot your shot if it's just the two of you, yeah? So I would encourage you to travel solo, and if possible to a country outside of your own, so that you get a chance of meeting other people. And I cannot tell you how serious this is. Like, I've looked at the times when I have traveled by myself and I get to talk to a lot more people than I do when I travel with my friends or in a group or with my family and stuff like that. So when you travel solo, and don't just go and travel solo and just go to the obvious tourist hangouts, you can also make a point to visit your local sports bar or a local eatery or a place where this man or woman of your choice is likely to come and see you and talk to you. And then you can also use your hobbies and activities to meet your interracial match. So hobbies and activities that bring together people from different cultural backgrounds. So if you are passionate about a particular hobby or activity, join a group or a club that is related to that interest, as this could be a great way to meet people from different cultural backgrounds. So for example, if you are based in Kenya, you could join like they call it the Jockey Club, for example. There's a lot of foreigners who participate in such events. We have concours d'elegance, for example, where people showcase the different car models, attend such events. We have marathons that happen annually. I actually have a friend who met her spouse in marathon, Standard Chartered Marathon, the last, I think, 10 years ago, and they've been together ever since. And then another way you can meet your interracial match is in your everyday life as you run your events, as you run your errands. Just make sure it's in the right places, because you don't want to be running your errands in places where the only people who run their errands are people who are like you. So if I am looking to meet maybe a European or an American or an Asian in Kenya, I'm most probably gonna meet them in Parklands and Westlands, all these big malls. So if, let's say, I wanted to go to the bank that is in Sarit Center, for example, instead of just going to a random bank, or go to a bank in Gigiri, somewhere where there's a lot of expatriates. Or if you want to, I don't know, go to the post office, maybe you could consider a post office that is in a place that you're likely to meet foreigners, for example. So it's not like you're going there to look for people, but you're running your errands that you could have still run anyway. You're just changing the location. If you have friends, let's say you have a friend, so you can choose to go and pick them up at their workplace if they work in a location or in a building that also houses organizations that are international, for example, because it gives you a chance to probably bump into a foreigner. So those are just other ways you can still run your everyday errands, but do it in a strategic manner. And then this one is very interesting. Another unique way you can meet your foreign match or interracial catch is by being a content creator. So the beauty of being a content creator, especially online, is that you create content, you put it out there, and you can't control who gets to see your content. So if you have been following a lot of some of the YouTubers around, even just Africa alone, there's quite a number who just met online. Like, had they not been YouTubers, I'm almost certain they never would have met. So classic example, we have Miss Trudy and Wodemaya. Miss Trudy is Kenyan, Wodemaya is Ghanaian. We have Dee Mwango, who has actually, in the last 3 years, she's dated like 2 different foreigners. So there's the Italian boyfriend, and then there's currently a Filipino boyfriend. We have Ayamarwa, who has dated quite a number of girls from different parts of the world. So just by virtue of putting your life out there, it exposes you to potential soulmates from different parts of the world. And then tied to this one is make a major transition in your life. So for example, if I have been somebody who takes meat, I could decide to become vegan or become vegetarian. And as I am making this transition in life, maybe I could decide to look for like-minded people who have made similar transitions. So there's one guy I follow, his YouTube channel. He's called Kalle Flodin. He is Swedish. So this guy actually moved from Stockholm and he moved to live in the Swedish countryside, like in the north, very cold. And it's very interesting how him and his, I think it's the wife or the girlfriend, met. So he actually already moved from the city and he decided to pick up this lifestyle of living in the mountains. And his current wife slash girlfriend, she's called Christine. She is Danish, she's from Denmark. She was looking to move to such a similar lifestyle. She was just tired of city life and she wanted to just move into some cabin and try out the countryside life. So she started reading blogs and watching YouTube videos of people who've done similar transitions in life, and she landed on a blog post whereby Kalle Flodin had been featured as a podcast speaker. So she just started reading up his work, listening to his podcast, and when she was ready to make the big move, the big transition, she decided to send Kalle an email. No, I think it was an Instagram message, like just to ask for how was that process? Don't you get lonely? How did you find your cabin and stuff like that? And as they say, the rest is history. They've been together for almost 2 years now. They actually met during COVID time. And in one of the videos, Kalle actually drove to Denmark to pick Christine. So just by doing this major transition on your process of seeking people who've made similar big jumps, then you could actually meet your soulmate. And then another mostly overlooked way to meet your match is through mutual friends or family. Let your family, let your friends know that you're actually looking and you're open to the idea of interracial dating, so that in the event they meet people that they think could be a potential match, then you never know, they could hook you up with somebody. And then this other one is also very underrated. Just ask, like, if I'm interested in meeting a Caucasian man or meeting an Asian man or dating a Jewish guy, whatever, I should just ask and make it known. Yeah, so tell people that you're actually looking and you better mean it. Yeah, like for example, you can't on one hand be like, I want to meet a white person, but at the same time you're the most racist creature on earth. Like, you have to really mean it and be really open to pursuing that relationships. I know a lot of people who've been matched by their friends, have been matched by their family, but you really have to be open to the idea. And then church is another place that is very underrated. And similar to running errands, it's not just any church. Go to churches in your city that hosts people from different countries. So maybe that has to be like an English speaking church or a French speaking church, depending on where you live. And don't just be there, go to church and be a backbencher. Like, you have to be really active. If there's a youth choir, join the youth choir. If your church has like sign language translation and you can do sign language translation, get on the pulpit and translate. Yeah, be helpful in church. Be outgoing so that you can actually get noticed. And tied to the issue of when you change or transition your lifestyle, don't be shy to slide into the DMs. And when you slide into the DMs, don't be shallow. Like, you just write somebody hi and they're like, first go through somebody's profile and get to know them. Have an interesting profile yourself as well, and make sure that your profile has stuff that you believe in. It shows you who you really are. It brings out your personality. It shows your values and this type, or at least be doing something that is worth the wow, and not just a boring life. So the person whose DM you want to slide into, find something they are doing that could be a conversational starter, something beyond just you look beautiful, I love your eyes, I love your lips, I love your hair. So both sides, you who's searching and you who is being searched, have interesting lives. Let your profile, let your social media, if you're social media, bring out your personality. If you are a YouTuber, for example, like myself, it's quite obvious that I like traveling. So bring out who you are, and so that you can have avenues for conversation starters. And then there's another one way of meeting your potential match, who's an international or interracial match, is through professional networking events or work or conferences and the like. So this is especially important if you are looking for a partner who shares your professional goals and values. So for example, if I am a digital nomad or I am a remote worker, I could attend the different events that are organized for digital nomads or remote workers, because you don't want to be the kind of person who's a digital nomad and you're married to somebody who doesn't like to travel. So for example, I have actually attended an international event that was for digital nomads, and it was happening on a cruise ship. So we're like there for 11 days, and there was more than people from almost more than actually 100 countries, different parts of the world. There was tons of, I think, almost 400 of us on that ship for 11 days together. And it was an amazing opportunity to meet people from different parts of the world doing amazing stuff. Yeah. And remember, if you're really serious about meeting your match who's an international person, you have to do the work. Yeah. So when you put something out into the universe and start taking action, the universe starts working in your favor, and you'll be surprised that things will just start aligning and falling into place, because you have made it obvious, you have set out your intention, and are not just playing around with people's hearts. And like I've said, remember, it's not just about finding citizenship or moving abroad. It has to be based on mutual love, mutual trust, respect, and all that comes with being in a regular relationship. So those are the examples of how you can meet your interracial spouse, and how having an interracial relationship can be an underrated pathway to immigrate abroad. So I hope these ideas have inspired you to think outside the box and consider new ways to connect with potential partners and explore the world. Good luck with your journey. Bye, guys.